Good morning. It's time for Miss Linda's story time from Mount Gilead Public Library. I'm so excited to share some music with you today and some stories. The first one, the first one is so funny. Do you ever get to the point where you keep asking the same question over and over again to mom and dad? And they kind of get a little frustrated because you're asking the same question over and over again? Well, this is what the question was. Is it Christmas yet? By Jane Chapman. Faster, Rudolph, faster, yelled Teddy, running around with his toys in his Santa hat. Watch out, Santa, Big Bear grinned. Your reindeer are out of control. Christmas is coming. Hooray, said Teddy. He just could not wait. Big Bear? Yes. Is it Christmas yet? Not yet. Big Bear? Yes. Is it Christmas yet? Soon. Big Bear? What? Is it soon now? No, growled Big Bear. We have to wrap all the presents, bake the cake, find the tree. Oh, I'll help, beamed Teddy. I'm a good wrapper-upper. Zoop. But wrapping was tricky and surprisingly sticky. Is it Christmas yet? Mumbled a tangle of ribbons and paper. Almost, sighed Big Bear, but we still have to bake the cake. Oh no. Ready, Teddy. Cook, laughed Teddy with delight. Look at him. Flop, flop, whoosh, splat. He's dumping everything in. Big Bear popped the cake in the oven. Is it ready yet? Sang Teddy. Not yet, Big Bear grumbled. And it's not Christmas yet either. When will it be Christmas? Moaned Teddy. Not yet, huffed Big Bear. We still need a Christmas tree. Oh, I love Christmas trees, grinned Little Bear. Come on. The woods were sparkling with snow as two busy bears searched for their tree. But Teddy was picky. This one was too spiky. This one was too thin. This one was too small. This one is perfect. Really, mumbled Big Bear. Big Bear and Teddy heaved and huffed and pulled and puffed all the way home. But the tree would not fit through the front door or the back door. And when they tried to pull it through the window, snap. I don't believe it, moaned Big Bear. Teddy flopped down in a heap. Oh no, he wailed. Big Bear gave his little bear an enormous Big Bear hug. We can fix this, he whispered gently. Me and you. You're a great fixer-upper. Oh, yes, giggled Teddy. Together the bears taped up their Christmas tree. Soon they were twirling tinsel and scattering stars. Woo-hoo, cried Big Bear, tossing the biggest star to the top. Teddy yawned. Is it nearly... Yes, Teddy, whispered Big Bear, carrying him up to the bed. It's very, very nearly Christmas. Looks like they're having fun, doesn't it? With their Christmas. Oh my. Would you like to sing? Well, one of the songs we're going to sing this morning is Jingle Bells. Do you know that? Now you may want to clap your hands, or you may want to find a bell. You could stop the video and find a bell so that you could ring it along with the song. It's up to you. You might even want to make a drum out of a kettle and uh, a fork. Let's see. Let's sing Jingle Bells. Already? Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Ho, 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 bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Yay, that was fun. Well, our next book is How Santa Got His Job by Stephen Krensky. Ooh, see, Santa comes down a chimney. He has reindeer. He likes to do it at night. Let's see how this story fits. How Santa got his job. When Santa was a young man, he went out looking for a job. Santa wanted no part of desks or offices. He liked to stay on the move. His first job was cleaning chimneys. Santa was sure-footed on even the steepest roofs, and he loved twisting through the tight spaces. But there was a problem. Santa was so neat that he never got covered in soot or made a mess in the fireplace. So nobody believed him when he said he was done. "Where's the proof?" said some. "You're not even dirty," said others. This led to a lot of arguments. Santa worked for the post office next, where everyone could see that he was doing his job. Santa's favorite part was bringing packages to people all over town. Waiting in traffic was frustrating, though. It's silly to waste all this time, he decided. To speed things up, he started making deliveries in the middle of the night. But there was a problem. No one was glad to see him in the middle of the night. The postmaster got so many complaining letters that Santa had to leave. Since Santa had discovered he enjoyed staying up late, he tried cooking at an all-night diner. It felt good to fill orders for customers. Sometimes Santa even surprised people with extra helpings. "Oh, I couldn't eat another bite," many of them insisted. Well, maybe just one. But there was a problem. Every night Santa tasted and sampled and tasted some more before he brought anything out of the kitchen, so he gained a lot of weight. Hoping to get some exercise, Santa then found a spot at the zoo. He was very organized about the animals. "I know when they are sleeping," said Santa, "and when they are awake." Over time, he also learned whether they were behaving themselves or not. But there was a problem. Santa became close friends with the reindeer, and all the animals got jealous. Sadly, the zookeeper had to let him go. The other animals didn't like that, did they? By now, Santa was starting to get discouraged. He didn't even notice what the reindeer were doing behind him. Oh, they're trying to fly. They worked hard to cheer him up. Together, they joined the circus. Soon the reindeer were shooting Santa out of a cannon 3 times a night. Santa liked flying through the air and wearing his new costume. He was a big success. There he goes. But there was another problem. The ringmaster wanted to build up the suspense. You need to look frightened, he told Santa. We want the crowd to worry about you. But Santa was having too much fun for that. Ho, 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 he always cried as he flew through the air. So the crowd wasn't worried at all. The angry ringmaster soon fired Santa and the reindeer. As they gathered their things, some elves came looking for autographs. When they heard the news, they invited Santa and the reindeer home for supper. The elves lived way out of town. They were toy makers, and their house was their workshop. Santa was amazed. Children must love these toys, he said. The elves looked embarrassed. They only made toys for their own pleasure. Selling them was too much trouble. But what if you give them away? Santa asked. The elves hadn't thought of that. I could deliver them for you, Santa offered. There were enough toys here for children all over the world. The elves smiled and hired Santa on the spot. The elves made Santa a special sack that was always big enough, no matter how many toys were put in it. Then they built him a sleigh. The polar bears offered to pull it. They were very strong and whipped Santa across the snow. But there was a problem. Look at Santa. They're whipping him across the snow, but there was a problem. It was the biggest one yet. Look, they're down in the water. That's not going to work. To Santa's surprise, this problem could be solved. Santa and the reindeer practiced together every day. They made a few mistakes at first. Look, they're upside down. But soon they learned to work as a team. In the darkest part of winter, when people need their spirits lifted the most, Santa got ready to go. As the elves said goodbye, they gave Santa an emergency kit. It held a compass, ski goggles, cough drops, and other things. Santa thanked them very much. All his jobs had taught him it was good to be prepared. Then Santa and his reindeer took off. That first night was a little hard because Santa was still learning about the shortcuts and the high winds. But at last he got the hang of it. Ever since then, the elves have made toys all year, and Santa has given them away in one night. He loves his job as much as ever, and he's gotten pretty good at it over the years. Still, he always keeps his emergency kit close by because no job is perfect. That's a cool story. Story of how Santa got his job. This last book is called Ham Hands, The Christmas Elf, and it's written by Whitney Beatty. I love this book. I found this book this year for the first time. Ham Hands. Let's find out about ham. Everyone knows that Santa and his elves wrap the most beautiful presents. But have you ever gotten a not so pretty present from Santa? Maybe you thought Santa was just having a bad day. But there's a story behind those presents. The story of one very special elf. An elf named Ham Hands. Look at how big his hands are. You see, Ham Hands had huge hands, gigantic hands. Look, they were bigger than a basketball. Look how little the basketball looks. They were bigger than a watermelon, but smaller than an elephant. That would be ridiculous, huh? Those big hands made it hard to do a lot of elf jobs. In fact, the only job that Ham Hands could do was candy cane bender. It was very boring. And even worse, Ham Hands spent all day staring into the present wrapping room. Ham Hands wanted to wrap presents so badly. Everything about it looked fun. The paper, the ribbons, the bows. But Santa said, "No, I'm sorry, Ham Hands. How could kids believe that I'm magical enough to fly around the world in one night, but not magical enough to use Scotch tape?" Ooh. And so Ham Hands sat, and he watched, and he bent candy canes. Doesn't look very happy, does he? As you can imagine, Christmas Eve day is the busiest day of the year in the North Pole. The toy-making elves make toys. The sleigh-checking elves check the sleigh. The reindeer stretch, and Santa sleeps. It's busier for everyone except the candy cane benders, because their jobs are exactly the same every day. Until one Christmas Eve, when everything changed. It was the year of the big niceness surge. No one knew why it happened. Maybe it was because it was 5% sunnier, or music was 12% happier, or because little brothers were 7% less annoying. Whatever the cause, everyone was being a lot nicer, which was wonderful, but it meant a lot more presents to wrap, and the present wrapping elves were falling behind. Just as it was time to load Santa's sleigh, they thought they finally finished. Ham Hands was the only one who saw the presents they missed. Look. "Wait," he called out, but everyone had gone. Ham Hands looked at the name on the forgotten presents. He gasped. They were for Daria Dawson. Daria Dawson was famous in the North Pole. She made the nice list every year because she always said thank you and let her brother play with her toys even though he had sticky hands. If anyone deserved beautifully wrapped presents on Christmas morning, it was Daria Dawson. So Ham Hands started wrapping, but it did not go well. He moved on to the next one. Maybe he was getting the hang of it. Oh, wait. No, he wasn't. The bells started ringing. It was time to load Santa's sleigh. But Daria's presents looked terrible. What if they made her stop believing in Santa? What was Ham Hands going to do? So Ham Hands did the only thing he could. He wrote her a note and slipped the presents into Santa's sack. And here's his note. "Merry Christmas, Daria. I'm sorry about your presents. I wanted to wrap them beautifully for you, but I have these giant hands, and they got in the way. But here's a candy cane to make up for it. Your friend, Ham Hands, the Christmas elf." That night, Ham Hands couldn't sleep. He imagined Santa delivering Daria's presents. He was going to be so mad. Look, he sees the present and he says, ham hands. When Santa returned on Christmas morning, he didn't look mad. He looked disappointed, which everyone knows is worse. Ham hands, did you wrap Daria Dawson's presents? Ham hands nodded. Well, yes, but just at that moment, a male elf ran in. Santa, he said, you've gotten your first thank you note. Already, said Santa. That was fast. He looked at the letter. It's from Daria Dawson. See, she always says thank you. Here's her letter. Dear Santa and Ham Hands, thank you so much for my presents. And thank you, Ham Hands, for wrapping them so specially. They may not have looked pretty, but I can tell they were wrapped with love. I hope you wrap my presents every year. Your friend, Daria Dawson. The candy cane was a nice touch. Well, after that, Santa had no choice but to move Ham Hands to present wrapping room. And that's where he's been ever since, wrapping kids' presents with love and too much tape. So if you find some not so pretty presents under the tree this year, you can bet they came from Ham Hands. And maybe he'll throw in a candy cane or two. Let's end our time by singing Jingle Bells again. Would you do that with me? Are you ready? Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Until next week. This is Miss Linda from Mount Gilead Public Library. Have a great week.